process of crystallization. Crystallization of soluble salt filtrate. Soluble salt filtrate. What does that mean? It means that a soluble and an insoluble substance has been soluble and acid, insoluble reactant like insoluble base, insoluble uh, carbonate and metal has been used and reacted with an acid. Once all of the acid has reacted with the insoluble metal means insoluble reactant, the excess of that insoluble reactant is filtered out. So what are you left with? You're only left with the soluble salt solution, and which has become the filtrate, something that passes through the filter, right? Now you have this filtrate. What are we going to be doing it? What are we going to be doing to create, to form the crystals? Number one, you're going to heat the filtrate. Heat the filtrate to concentrated, to concentrate, heat the filtrate with the salt solution, right? The salt solution that you have got from the experiment. To concentrate heat the heat the filtrate to concentrate the solution, the salt solution, right? You understand how this apparatus is going to be set up? It's going to be on a tripod stand, going to be on a tripod stand in a dish. There is the salt solution, soluble salt solution, right? And there is this is the gauze on which it is placed, and there's going to be this Bunsen burner, right? It's going to be heated until slowly. So this is the evaporating dish. It is slowly heated so that the water evaporates a little bit and the solution becomes concentrated. Concentrated means there is less water molecules and more solute molecules, right? Then the second part is going to be the second part is called test for saturation. Test for saturation. What are you going to doing? What are we going to be doing? From time to time, from time to time, the the glass rod is dipped. You have to keep in mind that this glass rod should be dry, cold. Cold means at a room temperature. Dry, cold, and clean. Shouldn't be contaminated. Glass rod is dipped into the filtrate, into the heated filtrate, the filtrate that is being heated, right? Once the filtrate is saturated, or you can say very concentrated, you're going to see crystals form on the glass rod. Crystals are going to form on the glass rod, right? They are going to form on the glass rod. This is the glass rod. Once it has been dipped and brought out, you're going to see some crystals forming on the glass rod, right? Why? Because it is cold. So it immediately cools it down. So when it cools it down, the crystals form. You get it? Are you guys able to follow? The third one, when
Yes, sir. जी sir.
very good. When the filtrate is saturated enough. When the filtrate is saturated now, how do we get to know that it is saturated? By dipping this glass rod. Once you dip the glass rod and you bring it out, you will see the crystals are forming. It means the filtrate has saturated enough. So once it has saturated, you're going to remove it from burner and place and it to leave it to cool and crystallize. All right, leave it to cool and crystallize. The fourth one, then if there is any filter the crystals then you can wash the crystals with very little cold distilled water. Why distilled water? So it does not react with any minerals. Water to remove impurities. Dry the crystal with few sheets of filter paper. And there you go, you have the crystal. All right. Is this clear?
जी sir.
All right. Write this down. You can write this down.